Dear friends, here's another update on our family situation. Thank you for tuning in. This is surreal. My family and I are refugees of shocking government persecution. We are being hunted by a modern day inquisition based on an utterly false and libelous accusation that lacks any basis. The so-called Department of Children and Families claims that our children's health and medical needs are being neglected. They claim that we are remiss because we have not brought them for yearly physical checkups for the past 3 years, which was mainly due to our family's refusal to wear masks or submit to any other demeaning obedience rituals. For example, we don't allow anyone to point gun-like thermometers at our heads, stick intrusive swabs up our nasal passages, or to be privy to our God-given genetic code. For this absurd reason, the lawless DCF feels entitled to seize our dear children as property of the state. And most absurd of all, we don't reside in Massachusetts for quite a while and aren't even under their jurisdiction, even if we were to concede that they have any jurisdiction to begin with. More on that later. Consequently, we have not returned to visit Massachusetts since this bizarre persecution began nearly 2 months ago. We are determined to shield our precious children from government kidnap at all costs. To address the false claims against us, we recently visited expert medical doctors in different states who conducted a thorough medical examination for each of our minor children. One of these doctors happens to be an emergency room physician in a major hospital who sees thousands of children each year. He was impressed with the fine health, motor skills, development, cognitive abilities, and well-adjustedness of our dear children. After he wrote letters for us concerning the wellness checkups to document each child's healthy condition, he turned to me and remarked emphatically, and I'm paraphrasing, "As you might know, I see thousands of children each year, and I can honestly attest that your children are of the very top 1% of children's health in the entire country. Your children are from the very healthiest, happiest, best cared for, and best educated of all children I've ever seen. The fact that the CPS is singling out your family with such a baseless accusation of neglect is truly shocking. It's absurd, and it's symbolic of everything wrong with government." Indeed, I couldn't have expressed it better myself. But shockingly, even after reading letters with glowing reports from medical experts like this one, that our children are in the best of health and are well cared for, the DCF insolently continues their extraordinary harassment of our family. My friends, it's clear as day that the state and the nefarious powers that shouldn't be have another axe to grind with me. There's absolutely no justification for this horrific persecution of my family. I would like to publicly acknowledge all of our dear friends who have sent emails and letters of protests to the DCF, and to those who continue to do so, and to our local friends who join protests in person. We are deeply appreciative of all your efforts. I would also like to express our sincerest gratitude to all those in our support network who helped us in different ways during this challenging time. I shudder to think what it must be like for a family getting hunted and assaulted by the CPS who doesn't have such an extensive network of friends and supporters. I cannot help but wonder how other parents, and especially vulnerable single parents, deal with such extraordinary lawless persecution at the hands of this illegitimate rogue government entity. These criminals who claim to be about child protection, but who actually rip children away from loving and responsible parents and feed them mercilessly to the dark underworld of child trafficking. Heaven forfend. These villains who claim to be about family law, but who in reality behave as lawless criminals, who insolently consider themselves as above the law and terrorize innocent families with utter lawlessness and impunity. Guilty until proven innocent is their attitude. So any ridiculously groundless accusation is fair game for seizure of any child without any due process. These abhorrent lowlifes who behave in utterly unconstitutional and illegal ways, trying to gain unwarranted entry into people's homes, harassing my family members, including elderly family members in different states. The DSS, the CPS, DCF, family law, or whatever they wish to call themselves. They are a symbol of everything wrong with this country. It should be defunded and shut down permanently. All those who participated or who participate in these unspeakable crimes against families, parents, and worst of all, against children, should be prosecuted and brought to justice. It is the most heinous tentacle of the globalist assault on humanity. We can no longer afford to tolerate this abomination in our midst. All our children are at risk. and not just the children of outspoken truth speakers like myself. Believe me, they're coming for your child next. Make no mistake about it. And even if you're fully compliant with their unlawful vaccine mandates, as soon as you wish to get off the train and decline their upteam booster, the DCF, CPS, DSS, or regular SS will be at your door. So speak now before it's too late for children and families everywhere. Thank you for hearing me out and for speaking out now. Peace.